Hello and welcome to Dark Souls 2. So here I am in the area where I beat the Mirror Knight, or whatever the bloody hell he's called. So I found that message. I'm doing post commentary yet again. Reason for that is that basically I did do live commentary on this, but there was no audio there. So anyway, I found this chest, and in the chest there is Soul Bolt, Spell Quartz Ring +2, and a Bonfire Aesthetic ×3. Lots of goodies in there. Don't know what the Soul Bolt's like. I have just come off the back of filming the next episode, which did have live commentary as well. It will have post on, because basically it was me whining like a bitch about how much I hate this fucking game. And believe me, it is getting to that point. So anyway, I think, well, I need to stand on this, and this elevator goes on and on for ages. So yeah, the next area that I am coming to is not my favourite area I have ever been in any Souls game ever. It has probably surpassed the first time I went to Blighttown. It's probably surpassed the first time I went to Duke's Archives. It's probably surpassed the first time I went to Tomb of the Giants. It really is the most annoying place I have ever been to in any game. But you're going to get to see that in the coming episodes. And trust me, there's going to be a lot of them. So I was a bit nervous coming down here, didn't know what to expect. Saw some fire and I was thinking, oh, maybe a bonfire, but no. So I've seen the item to the right. So I attempt to smash through here, which was successful. And I find a green blossom. Well worth it. So now I carry on down here. It's slightly reminiscent of that place in the Dark Souls DLC that totally escapes me now. Just before you get to the Sanctuary Guardian. And this lovely singing music lulled me into a full sense of security. And here we are in the Shrine of Amana, where we are going to be for at least the next, including this one, 3 episodes. No, that singing doesn't shut up for very long. That singing, it kind of gives you a full sense of, oh, this is a nice place. But I think here I'm having a look at my Soul Bolt and realising I haven't got the stats to use it at that moment. And you only get 2 uses anyway. Still only get 2 uses of Soul Spear, isn't it? So it's all a little bit frustrating, really. So I'm pissing about. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I changed my magic out because Soul Vortex isn't particularly great. So I'm going back to Great Soul Arrow. And I think I go back to Medulla, so I'll see you when I'm back here. So here I am, and I am ready to venture forth into this next area. Little do I know what is ahead of me. Visions of sadness, therefore bravery required ahead. Little did I know how true that message was going to be. So, make my way down these stairs. I notice the door on the left here. I think I open it and then I think, oh, I'll carry on going down. I do go back into that section in a second. boulder there. Very nice. And as I'm descending these stairs, the singing seems to be getting louder. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to meet a beautiful woman with a beautiful singing voice. Well, meet somebody. So I'm just having a look around. There is actually an item under the stairs to my, well, behind me now. I came out to this section and then, whoa, that guy scared the crap out of me at the time. Those guys can hit hard. And what does he drop me? Twinkling titanite. That's the one thing that this area's got going for it. There is quite an there is the opportunity to farm twinkling titanite. I should know, I have been through this area God knows how many times. In fact, just earlier I was having to go through this godforsaken place over and over and over again. Not that I'm bitter about it. So, as well in this area are these little blighters. See more of those later on in the episode. He also drops me an item. And I very bravely walk out into the water. And I've got red leech troches, which is a fantastic drop. Now, what I didn't notice was that to my left, oh, I did notice eventually, so now you get a good look at these. They do bleed damage. I mean, that was a hit through my shield and you could see the bleed damage coming through. So now the singing has stopped briefly. I venture through this door and ooh, here is this lady. And I think, yeah, I was a bit apprehensive. What is that on the floor? It's just a bit of carpet, I think.
We knew you were coming. And stop singing. We are Milfinito. We are here to sing to those bound by death and dark. We will sing here forever, as we always have, from long, long ago. We know nothing of the world outside. And why should we? For we will never leave. Do you seek King Vendrick? But what is a king, after all? We know nothing of the world outside, for we will never leave here. When we sing, the little ones dance. The little ones grant comfort to those who bear death and dark. This is what we were taught. Is there anything wrong? Perhaps this will help.
So she eventually,
this is all that we can do.
gives you a smooth and silky stone, and then that's exhausted her dialogue. Not really sure what further point that somebody's put try head. Not sure what further point or reason that she exists. Yeah, some rude messages left around. So I don't know who this guy was fighting. Did he pick a fight with her? I don't know. Woman, therefore weakness, tongue. And then I decided, before I go further, I will go back and have a look through that door, which is exactly what I'm doing. So back up the stairs. And through this door. Chest ahead, but dead end. Which is very true. And then I noticed this item here, and I was like, how do I get that? So I thought there's no way I can just grab it, so I thought I'll try this. And it works, and we do get that item later on. And making my way through, be wary of attacking, chest ahead. Quagmire butthole. So there's I noticed that stupid annoying thing there, so I thought I'll take it out from a distance, as usual, just that tiny little bit of health. So well, I'll roll around rather than attacking, and then someone would put hurrah for rolling. So I go to open. Oh, I check it first, make sure it's not a mimic, and then I do a little dance. And I found this highly amusing at the time. So yeah, it wasn't going to allow me to open that until I broke that barrel. And in here we've got Wilted Dusk Herb and Skeptic Spice. And that's all there is really here. The item I broke off the tree branch requires a little bit of a detour. I'm not entirely sure it was even worth it. I can't remember what the item is, but we will shortly find out. So yes, I've come to a bit of a crossroads with Dark Souls. You can see, you just saw where the item had landed there, so I'm going to make my way there. Come to a bit of a crossroads with Dark Souls 2. This area it's frustrating. Very, very frustrating. It's like you get that little bit further and then it throws something else at you. You get a little bit further, it throws something else at you, and it just keeps doing that all the way through. And it's really been getting to me, this section. I'm not going to lie. Not enjoying this section at all. Hence why this episode and the next one will be post-commentary. Last episode I did, as I said, I did record a live commentary, but I couldn't. It was just crap. It was just me getting very wound up and bitching and moaning about how shit Dark Souls 2 is. And it isn't, but I have just got nowhere near as much respect for it as I have for Dark Souls. I can't say that I've been enjoying this area at all. Yeah, that's all it was. There was a twinkling titanite and a flame butterfly. I think through this area I picked up so much twinkling titanite. I'd been through it enough times. It's a very precarious place because you've got the water all around. It's difficult to see because the hour of day I've been playing, there's been bright sunshine coming through the window, so there's been a bit of glare. I haven't been able to see properly. I come in here and I could hear one of those annoying laughing pots. And sure enough, there's one. I'm assuming it's on the roof because I couldn't see it anywhere. I still never did see where it was. So I come through this building, and then there's this next section. So eventually I push forward. I think I have a look around the corner in a second. I'll have a look around here first. There's nothing here apart from this bugger. So sometimes you can see them popping out of the water, sometimes they're submerged. Usually you can make them out. So I find this chest here. That guy scared the crap out of me while I was playing. And in this chest we have some crimson water. And I believe I do have a look at that. It's like the Rouge water, but better. And yes, if I do look, greatly restores HP and spell uses. So that could very well come in handy. So I start making my way across this bit here. I'm being very cautious. I mean, I've been through this section today alone about 4 or 5 times. Notice this guy here, so I started plumbing him with arrows. I must have used about 400 arrows in this area alone so far. I bought 200 arrows and they just went. So I'm inching my way forward. I could see these guys sticking out, so I might lure these one at a time. It looks like an item far off in the distance. Can't say I'm even going to bother trying to look to see what it is. It's one of those I'm going to look on, not on this playthrough, but once I finish this playthrough I'll look on the wiki, see whether it's actually worth bothering with. One thing's for sure, that once I've finished this playthrough I will be having a long break from Dark Souls 2. I want to play some games that are fun and easy, because this game is not easy. And at the moment it is definitely no fun. I mean, this singing is incessant, it just doesn't stop. I was speaking to a mate of mine today who said the singing in this area does my head in. I was like, oh, I found it quite peaceful. I totally understand where he's coming from there. And you've been trying to get through this area for, well, a couple of days now, and no, it's too much. It's too much for me. So, as per usual, enemy survives with that tiny slither of health, and he drops Old Radiant Life Gem and an Archdrake Helm. So there's another one of these creatures in the water. To be honest, you can leave most of these and they won't aggro on you. As usual, a little slither of health there. A few items dotted around here. Don't think there's anything particularly amazing. So this final Archdrake then comes. Now these guys can hit hard, especially in pairs. And you will see me having lots of fun and games with them. Soul of the Last Undead, Skeptic Spice. A lot of Skeptic Spice in this area, I think, as well. Soul of a Lost Undead and a Torch. I think this is a Soul of a Proud Knight, isn't it? Large Soul of a Proud Knight. So, there we go. This is the first part of the Shrine of Amana, is it? I can't remember. It's the Shrine of Misery. So I noticed this message and it says chest ahead. And I'm thinking through that cave. I was having a look to see what that was, and then I noticed somebody went round there. So that bugger, perfectly positioned for an ambush there. Doesn't prove too much of a problem. And there's a chest, the chest that was referenced. And in here we have a dragon charm. So in this cave you can see what looks like a poison mist ahead, and one of those annoying blobby things in the when I was recording in here today. I got invaded in this area, which was most frustrating, especially when I had my shield up and 2 swipes of his sword through my shield was enough to kill me. I think that's the first. No, I've been invaded a few times, but it's the first one where I just where it was in an area where you're not expecting it, if you know what I mean. Because the bell ends, as I like to call them, or the bell keepers, they will invade in those areas, the Belfry Sol and the Belfry Luna. So there is a chest in here, so I'm picking these off one by one. That's the first time one of them didn't have a tiny slither of health. I think I used a dark arrow on it though, didn't I? So inching my way in, just being careful. There's just this chest in here. Totally miss it with that hit, so I'll try again, just to double check. And in here we have twinkling titanite and 3 smooth and silky stones. I still haven't cashed those in with the twins, the crow twins, so I really should. Cave butthole, indeed. So there's a fog gate up here, and I don't really know whether this is going to be a boss or not. Well, I do now. I didn't at the time. It's not a boss. This is where this area really steps it up. So yeah, I am thinking to myself, oh, is this going to be a boss fight? So I put on a ring of life protection. And then I realise, actually, I don't need that ring of binding on. If I am human and have a ring of life protection on. So ring of restoration goes on. So yeah, I put the soul spears on. Thinking, here we go, and then nothing. And this is where the fun really begins. It says bonfire front. Yeah. Ignore that message. The next bonfire is quite a way through here, and there is quite a lot you've got to go through. And I'm like, whoa, bloody hell, where's that come from? Homing soul arrows from a caster. So I'm determined to... And then I'm getting hit from the right by another caster, so I'm like, yeah, I just need to rush this one. And these casters are part of the reason why this place is so horrible. Because they're just spamming you with magic constantly. It's very difficult to get out of the way. You've got to use pillars like those just to find a little area where you can get away from them, where they can't hit you. And try and use arrows to take them out from a distance when possible. So that's the first 2 casters in this area down. There are quite a few. So yeah, I'm sort of a bit apprehensive about what's going on. I feel like I should stick to the dry land, which is a good plan in this area, because there are, well, we'll save that for later in the episode. So more of these things. It's just a case of being careful where they are. So because I had that message saying bonfire ahead, I thought, oh, well, I'll have an Estus flask because if there's a bonfire ahead. You can actually get on that, there's not much reason to though. So I'm nervous at this point, and I'm looking, where can I actually walk, what can I actually do, and then I look at that bit and I'm even more nervous. So now I'm trying to look, make sure there isn't a hole, and then I've discovered there's one of them there. Take it out with a couple of great soul arrows. So yeah, of course, when you're in water, you've got limited manoeuvrability. So I'm trying to stick to the dry land as much as I can, and then whoop, there you go. Another caster hasn't noticed me. I'm trying to get the lock on at the moment. Can't get the lock on. So I'm like, I'll just sneak up on it. It turns around right at the moment. I don't want it to. Tiny slither of health. And that's another caster down. Bang. There's another one. So I disappear from them. Find this item here, which is a fire seed. And I venture into here. Find another one of those creatures. I'm looking around, and then I'm not sure, and then find another one. Dispose of them fairly easily. So then I'm exploring around. Not really sure what the score is with the floor, and then I find out that's the score with the floor. So that's the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.